day, ladies and gentlemen, little sisters and brothers. Today's video is some information we discovered a couple of years ago. Seeing that we have a little more understanding about the signs of the times, etc., under our belts, the way little Miss Ivy and I figure, it would only be prudent to revisit the information to see what we may have missed before. I want to continue our follow our nose train of thought to show you just how interconnected everything truly is. Saying that, according to Wikipedia, under category, subtitle, spiritual warfare. That's what it is. Look under category, spiritual warfare. It'll pop up. Quote, spiritual warfare is the Christian concept of taking a stand against preternatural evil forces. It is based on the belief in evil spirits which are able to intervene in human affairs. Listen up, listen up. Various Christian groups have adopted practices with an S to repel such forces as based on their doctrine of Christian demonology. Stop, bingo! So as you can plainly hear, even though they are only powerless, puny humans, various Christian denominations are actively engaging known evil spirits. Yeah, I know it says they are repelling them, but as you will soon hear, it is painstakingly obvious the adopted practices they are using are designed to only give the illusion of exchanging one demon for a much more powerful demon. Yep, their sweet Lord Jesus. Why do this, you ponder? So now you will have a I know the man, you can't tell me about the man type of testimony of power to ensnare others. You know, sort of like that call upon the name of their sweet Lord Jesus while the witches are around your back, and those things will leave you. It's just the rules, people. But let's put our snoots to use and see where this information leads us, shall we? According to Wikipedia, under spiritual warfare, subtitle, charismatic movement. Quote, according to the Christian Science Monitor, personal quote, C. Peter Wagner, head of the Global Harvest Ministries in Colorado Springs, Colorado, is in the vanguard of the spiritual warfare movement. Listen to this. In the version of spiritual warfare of Wagner and his associates and followers, spiritual mapping or mapping involves research or prayer, either to locate specific individuals who are then accused of witchcraft, or to locate individuals, groups, or locations that are thought to be victims of witchcraft or possessed by demons, against which spiritual warfare is then waged. Peter Wagner claims that this type of spiritual warfare was, personal quote, virtually unknown to the majority of Christians before the 1990s. Stop. What? Wow. Let me get this straight now. They are mapping out specific individuals who are then accused of witchcraft, locating individuals, groups, or locations that are thought to be victims of witchcraft or possessed by demons, against which then spiritual warfare is then waged upon them, huh? Man, y'all better get your minds right. Is little Miss Ivy and I the only people who listen through the scriptures to perceive? This is not only one of the ways the men the Anointed One warned us about will find us, but also we realize we will be arrested and on trumped up charges of witchcraft or being bedeviled by witchcraft, thus warranting the punishment of death in a theocracy. And seeing how the GMS gang has single-handedly gotten the black Hebrew Israelites, thus to the white man, anyone who is bedeviled enough to believe in a colored Jesus on the official National Terror Watch list, and seeing the Bible has already been changed to say their sweet Lord Jesus will command them to bring us forth, so we may be killed if we don't let him be over us? Taking all that into consideration leads me to come to the stark conclusion that you guys better get your minds right. But I know, I'm colored. What in Hades do I know? I got that. Let's continue so the white man can back me up, shall we? Listen up. Quote, according to Wagner, the basic methodology is to use spiritual mapping to locate areas, demon-possessed persons, occult practitioners such as witches and Freemasons, or occult idol objects like statues of Catholic saints, which are then named and fought, using methods ranging from intensive prayer to burning with fire. Personal quote, they must burn the idols, the kinds of material things that might be bringing honor to the spirits of darkness. The items are pictures, statues, Catholic saints, books of Mormon. The witches and warlocks surrounded the area. When the flames shot up, a woman right behind Doris, Wagner's wife, screamed, "Ah!" and manifested a demon, which Doris immediately cast out. Stop. And seeing America is chock full of these type of items, namely crosses in the whorehouses that are on every corner and every strip mall, it sure sounds like to me the Luciferian sweet Lord Jesus is simply rubbing out his competition. But allow me to ask you a question, gentle stranger. When it said, quote, locate areas, demon-possessed persons, black Hebrew Israelites, occult practitioners such as witches and Freemasons, or occult idol objects like statues of Catholic saints, which are then named and fought. My question is, what did you perceive? Who, me? I perceive, if you already mapped them out. You already said you mapped them out. The context makes no sense whatsoever to name occult practitioners, Freemasons, or occult idol objects like statues of Catholic saints. To me, that can only mean when it said, quote, which are then named and fought. They are talking about studying and knowing the actual names of the, personal quote, spirits of darkness who are receiving the power from the offense. And if we just continue to follow our noses, I will prove everything that just came out of my mouth under doctrines of demonology. Bingo! Listen up. Quote, Jewish demonology escalated with the rise of Jewish pseudepigraphic writings in the 1st century BCE, in particular with the Enochic Apocrypha. Listen up. Jewish Apocrypha initially influenced post-New Testament writings of the early fathers, which further defined Christian demonology. Bingo! Listen up. Quote, thus followed literary works such as the Discharge, the Shepherd of Hermes, Ignatius' Epistle to the Ephesians, and Origen's Contra Coelum. Stop. The Watchman is a warlock. Bingo! So as you can plainly hear, the unscriptural book of heresy, the book about the owner of a slave who died and came back to tell the slave that she was in heaven accusing him before my God. Why? Because when she was alive, one day, she said he looked at her like he wanted to hit it. You know what I'm talking about, boys. You know what I'm talking about. Well, as you plainly heard, the book The Watchman and his chick are now not only promoting, but are also teaching their Sabbath classes out of, is nothing more than a Gomorrah. The books of witchcraft we discovered not only King James was dedicated to read and write, but we also discovered the popes had the biggest libraries of sorceries of them all. Well, the Shepherd Grimoire, written after our ancestors were deported, is no different whatsoever. Check it out.